morning, this is Francesca Evans from LymeOnline, bringing you the latest news and sport from the Lyme Regis area. Lyme Regis is still in mourning following the death of Her late Majesty Queen Elizabeth II. It was announced that the Queen had died peacefully at Balmoral in Scotland on Thursday, September 8th, and Lyme Regis has been coming to terms with the loss of the country's longest-serving monarch and the accession of King Charles III. Local tributes have been pouring in for the late Queen, with the Mayor of Lyme Regis, Councillor Michaela Ellis, describing her as a unique and remarkable person, instantly recognisable and a well-loved symbol of Britishness. West Dorset MP Chris Loder was among politicians to pay tribute to the late sovereign in the House of Commons. Church services have been held in Whitchurch Canonicorum and Lyme Regis to remember the Queen, and on Sunday evening there will be opportunity to light a candle in her memory at Marine Parade shelters from 7:45 p.m. Several local businesses will be closed on Monday, now a bank holiday, for the state funeral of the Queen, while the Volunteer Inn, Nag's Head and Peak Chapel at the Alexander Hotel will be screening the occasion. On Sunday, the Mayor gave the official proclamation of the accession of King Charles III, as had been done the previous day at St James's Palace in London.
Whereas it has pleased Almighty God to call to his mercy our late sovereign, Lady Queen Elizabeth II, of blessed and glorious memory, by whose decease the crown of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland is solely and rightfully come to the Prince Charles Philip Arthur George. We therefore, the Lords spiritual and temporal of this realm, and members of the House of Commons, together with other members of Her late Majesty's Privy Council and representatives of the realms and territories, aldermen and citizens of London and others, do now hereby, with one voice and consent of tongue and heart, publish and proclaim that the Prince Charles Philip Arthur George is now, by the death of our late sovereign of happy memory, become our only lawful and rightful liege lord, Charles III. By the grace of God, of the United Kingdom and Northern Ireland, and of his other realms and territories, King, Head of the Commonwealth, Defender of the Faith, to whom we do acknowledge all faith and obedience with humble affection, beseeching God, by whom kings and queens do reign, to bless his Majesty with long and happy years to reign over us. God save the King.
God save the King. God save the King.
Rail strikes that were set to take place this weekend have been called off as a mark of respect for Her Majesty the Queen, but services through Axminster continue to be affected by speed restrictions. Trains on the London Waterloo to Exeter line that pass through Axminster are being affected by speed restrictions over a defective track between Salisbury and Yeovil Junction. This means a revised timetable is currently operating, with trains only passing through Axminster every 2 hours rather than every hour. This disruption is likely to be in place until the end of October, and further details can be found on the website shown on screen. This summer's Candles on the Cob has been deemed one of the most successful, with more than £20,000 raised for good causes. The event was held on the August bank holiday weekend, with 5,000 candles lighting up the historic Cobb Harbour. It saw some 230 volunteers come together to light candles, act as stewards and collect donations. The Rotary Club of Lyme Regis, which organised the event, will now be distributing funds to the British Red Cross, Cancer Research UK and local youth causes. West Dorset MP Chris Loder has welcomed Liz Truss as the new Conservative Party leader and Prime Minister. After former Secretary Miss Truss was officially appointed by Her Majesty the Queen last week, just 2 days before her death, Mr Loder said he was very pleased she had been elected, adding that the new PM was determined to address many of the key issues facing his constituents in West Dorset. He used his first question to the new Prime Minister in the House of Commons to call for action to be taken on rising energy bills. Up Lyme and Lyme Regis cricketers brought their curtain down on another memorable season on Sunday when they met a Pottery in the final of the East Devon Bash T20 competition. The Up Lyme Club were the prime movers in setting up the competition last season, jointly sponsored by LymeOnline and the Nub News websites. They made it to the final last season, losing to neighbours Seaton in front of a large crowd at the King George V playing field. Having made it again to this summer's final, Up Lyme's T20 team, the Muffin Men, were favourites to finish their season on a high against Pottery, who finished in bottom place of the Devon League C Division East, having won only one match all season. But the East Devon villagers had other ideas when they bowled and fielded brilliantly to win by just 2 runs to lift the trophy. Pottery batted first, setting Up Lyme a target of 125 runs to chase. At one time, Up Lyme looked like coasting to victory, but as wickets tumbled, they failed to hit 2 runs off the last ball. Top scorer for Up Lyme was Tyler Wellman, who carried his bat for 59. Spare a thought for Up Lyme's T20 captain, club chairman Steve Beattie. This was his 8th final and he has not been on the winning side of any of them. But Beattie can still look back on another successful season, having just missed out on promotion in the league and reaching the final of 2 T20 competitions, not to mention a highly successful tour to North Yorkshire. The club is already looking to next season with emphasis on player recruitment, and this evening they will be celebrating at their annual presentation night at the Talbot Arms. Last Saturday's local football programme was postponed as a sign of respect following the death of the Queen, but will be resumed tomorrow. Lyme Regis will be hoping to build on their recent 5-0 victory over Kentisbeare in the East Devon Senior Cup when they meet Devon and Exeter Premier opponents Dawlish United at the Davy Fort in a 3 p.m. kick-off. Lyme Regis reserves make the long trip to Witheridge in Division 3, whilst Up Lyme travel to Dawlish United seconds. In the Perry Street League, promoted Charmouth are away to neighbours Piemore in Division 1. 6 established artists from the world of folk, soul and more come together for the John Martin project at the Marine Theatre tonight, with doors opening at 7 p.m. On Saturday night, live music will be held at the Nag's Head, and on Sunday, an organ recital with William Campbell will be held at St Michael's Parish Church at 3 p.m. On Sunday, there will be an opportunity to pay tribute to the Queen by lighting a candle on Marine Parade from 7:45 p.m. There will also be a special church service in Up Lyme from 6 p.m. and a moment of reflection outside the Elms in Charmouth at 8 p.m. Monday has now been declared a bank holiday for the state funeral of the Queen, which will be screened in the morning at the Volunteer Inn, the Nag's Head and at the Peak Chapel next to the Alexandra Hotel. The weather is expected to remain steady this weekend, with sunny intervals and a gentle breeze forecast throughout, and high temperatures of 17 degrees. Thanks for watching LymeOnline's video news bulletins. You can stay up to date with all the latest local news and find details on how Lyme Regis is remembering Her Majesty the Queen on the LymeOnline website.